frightened by the name or set language and notation. It's just a way of writing stuff, okay? Some very quick recap that you can do so by yourself. I'm not going to go through it. We've got different types of numbers. We've got linear inequalities. And now we move on to the chapter proper. Okay, sets. We human beings, right, we like to group things together.
What?
We like to group things. It's quite a natural process for us to group things together. In your own room, you group all your sleeping things together, you group all your playing things together, you group all your clothes together, right? In your bag, you group all your stationery in your pencil case. You group all your books in one main compartment. You group all the loose pieces of papers in a file. Yourself as a person, you can be grouped also. You belong to David Marshall House, like me, last time. But now I'm not in David Marshall anymore. You, at the same time, you belong to the group called Five Dynamic. Quite dynamic, right? You also belong to a group called Boys. You belong to a group of students who wear spectacles. All these groupings we have another name to call it, we call it set, S-E-T. Different sets are possible. Okay, so here we have a family of lions, bouquet of flowers, school of fish, set of keys. We use the set notation. Notation is just a way of writing stuff. Later we will see how it looks like. To classify, describe, communicate, blah blah blah. Okay. We usually denote sets by using capital letters A, B, C. Usually, capital letters. And we may describe a set in words, like what I've given you examples of just now already. Boys, class, and we put them within these curly brackets called braces. You will need to practice drawing this. You need to practice drawing this. So for example, I'm going to read out this line. Okay, listen to how I read it out. Set A. Okay, the capital letter A over there, it means set. Set A comprises, it has subjects that are taken by students at secondary 4. So inside this set A, we've got, example, mathematics, English, mother tongue, geography, so on and so forth. Set B contains stations along the east-west MRT line. For example, Pasir Ris, Tampines, Simei, Tanah Merah, Bedok, not Punggol lah, Punggol Northeast line leh. Okay, so on and so forth lah. And the objects in a set, those examples that I gave, they are called elements. So back to set A, I will say that PE is an element in set A. Yeah, PE, as in physical education. Music is not an element in set A. Get it? Sec 4 don't take music, alright? Sec 4 got music? Don't have. So music is not an element in set A. Whereas mathematics is an element in set A. We hardly use the word members, but just take note lah. Now, carry on. We can also list, instead of describing in words, subjects taken, stations along, we can also list down the elements. Example, I'm going to read this now. Set D contains the elements north, east, south, and west. I can also say that the same set D contains the elements north, south, east, west. The order does not matter. Right, they wrote down north, east, south, west. I can call it east, west, north, south. Doesn't matter, it is the same set. Basically what is inside. It doesn't matter how you arrange your pencil case, right? The things belong in the pencil, just throw inside lah. But you know inside will have your pencil, eraser, pen, correction tape, etc. Another way of listing, the set N contains all positive integers. Is it possible for me to write down every single positive integer? Not possible, ma. It goes to infinity. So I can write 1, comma, 2, comma, 3, comma, 4, comma, dot, dot, dot. As long as it is logical, easy, clear enough for people to understand. Oh, what comes after that? 5 lah, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good enough. Otherwise, you can describe it using words that could be better in some cases. Okay, now another way of writing, especially in mathematics, especially when it comes to numbers, we write it like this. And the set n. So now the set n contains, so for all the contains, right, we put equal sign and the open bracket. So set n equals to open bracket. Now, because we are talking about numbers in mathematics most of the time, we like to use the letter x, correct? X to represent number. So x is an element inside set n. And now I go ahead and describe the number, the element x. The description comes after the colon sign. X is a positive integer. Sometimes this is useful, sometimes it's just writing a lot of stuff, but you need to know the different ways of writing it. Next, element. Now we use capital letters to represent the name of the set. We usually use small letters to represent the elements. So for example, a, small a is an element inside X. So we don't write is an element. We are very lazy. We just write a, this symbol. Very easy to draw. Just do a C, elongated C with an extra line in the middle. It is called is an element. Okay, so little a is an element of set A. What if it is not an element? For example, B. B is not an element of set A. Just like how we write not equal to, or we do it the same way, not an element. So list the elements in each of the following sets in set notation. So A, prime numbers less than 20. Can we go down the line? We just, maybe we start here. Okay, nearest to me. Give me an example of elements inside set A. 2. Okay, good. 2. What else do we have? Huh? 3. What else? 5. Next. What is the next one? Norman, right? 7, yes, 7. What is the next one? 11, 8, 9, 10. Yes, correct. Next.
90.
Okay, not wrong, but give me in order, Ken. 13. Next. 17. Next. Correct, 19. So these are the elements that are found inside our set A. Okay, next, set B. What do we have? Monday. Oh yeah, this one easy, Next. Very waste time, right? Remember, I do. Tuesday. Wednesday. Blah blah blah. Okay, don't want to do that. Right. Christopher, next one, part C. Positive integer x less than 5. 1. 2. 3. 4. Xavier got the easier one. 5. Okay, x is a positive odd number. Cannot be 5, huh? Okay, so until 4 only lah. So for part D, x is a positive odd number. This one I do, okay? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and dot, dot, dot. Okay, express each of the following sets using the notation x colon. Okay, so I'll start with this. Set E contains the elements x, where x, okay, so now just remind you also, you see, x is, then they put a description, x is what? So what will you call this? X is, what's so special about these numbers? Positive, is that all? Then why do I have 2, why do I have 3? They are perfect squares, right? X is a perfect square. Less than, you must tell me less than something. Otherwise it's supposed to keep going on, isn't it? So less than what? Okay, less than 25, then cannot have 25. You can say less than 26, or you can say less than 36, right? Because 36 is the next perfect square. So this is an example of how you can do it. Okay, next, F. F equals to x colon x is a, what is this? Shape. Then why do I have a circle? Huh?
Size less than 6.
Oh, with sides less than 6?
Less than 7.
Hexagon, how many sides? Hexagon, how many sides? 6, right? So we want up to how many sides? We want up to 6, right? So X is a shape with less than how many sides? With less than 7 sides. So you can be creative. 7 sides.
7 sides for what?
Heptagon. 7 sides, heptagon. H-E-P. Heptagon. 8 sides, 8 sides. Octagon, right? 9? Nano. Is it nano? I cannot remember, but you should remember. I cannot remember. Okay, what about G? Is it just color? G, X is a color of the rainbow. Is it true? Well, is there a way for you all to remember the colors of the rainbow? Or what? V-I-B-G-Y-O-R. Yeah, correct. These are the 7. X is a color of the rainbow. Up to you lah. I think this is quite common sense, right? If you are confident that, like a few months later you look at it, you know how to do, then okay lor. How about H? We do a last one, H. H. Okay. X is an insect. Correct? All these are insects, right? Yeah, correct. Butterfly also insect. So in this part D, there's no end. It carries on forever. Okay, let's try question 3. Determine whether the element belongs to the set and express your answer using set notation. Using this, it's an element versus it's not an element. Okay, so is 4.5 an element of K, where K says we contain all integers? No, huh? 4.5 is not it's not an integer. So 4.5 is not an element of K, capital K. The element is not brain. Is brain an element of set L? In other words, is the brain an organ in the human body? Yes, it is. So brain is an element in L. Okay, skip the rest already. You get the idea, huh? Let us okay, let's do question 4a. Which number belongs in P? Which of these numbers is an element in P? P says x is an integer. 1. So how should we summarize everything? So P, we have 1, negative 8, 13, 27, negative, no more negative 2. So these are integers. Take note, integers can be negative. And so on and so forth. Okay? So recap, go and revise on what are cube numbers, irrational numbers, so on and so forth. So this is what we have just gone through is notation, the way we write things. Ray unright. Unray. Unray. No sleeping. Okay, now, example number 1. We have the set S. The description is inside the braces over here. Our elements are actually the letters of the word book. Letters of the word book. So express set S by listing its elements. We've got B, O, and K. Right, these three are letters in the word book. Is B an element of S? Yes, it is an element of S. Okay, so another note over here, a set only counts distinct elements if so each element is only listed once. That is why the O, we don't write it twice, we only write it once. So next, students, express the set C by listing its elements. Okay, use the same format. Try writing yourself. Try it one for part A and then answer part B. So try your answers and we move on to example number 2. Express the set A, which is days in a week, by listing its elements. We've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then part B is midday an element. No, it is not an element. Simple. Okay, so try it too now. List the elements of set B, where set B contains official languages of Singapore. What are they? What are the official languages? So B, what are they? English, Malay, Chinese? No. Hey, your NE, official language is Malay. Okay, then there's one more. What's the last language? Tamil. No. Wrong bracket. See, I used the wrong bracket. Must change. Okay, so B is English an element? Yes. Yes. Then. Yes. English is an element of B. As long as it's clear to me, can already. Okay, more typical questions coming up. Example number 3, where we work with types of numbers. Different types of numbers. So we've got x is an integer, but x is greater than or equal to 1, or less than 50. So take note of the inequality range. I can include 1, but I cannot include 50. And I have another set Q. So what are the elements of P that are also factors of 50? So it appears in both of them. So look at the presentation. These are the elements. So the elements, they place them in the curly brackets, and they did not put down like A equals to or B equals to whatever. No need. We are just asking for the elements. So you put them inside the brackets as well. Is 8 square a common element? Describe the relationship. 8 square is actually 64. So 64 is not an element of P, but it is an element of Q. So it is not a common element. We write down 8 square is not an element of P. We write down 8 square is an element of Q. And finally, for part C, express Q using the notation. Okay, we've done that before already. These are just perfect squares. It's a perfect square, and they gave a range from 25 to 100. Kind of like what we did just now. We said it is less than 26. We said it could be less than 36. We could have just said it is less than or equal to 25. Okay, so I think we do not need to do try tree. Pretty straightforward. I think you're following. That's why some of you are dozing off. Next one, equal sets. As the name suggests, equal sets are equal. Just like we write 1 equals to 1, 3 plus 5 equals to 7. They are equal. So we use the same notation. A equals to B. Capital A equals to capital B to say that set A equals to set B. When two sets are the same, obviously they have the same elements. So in example number 4, we have set A described as letters of the word parallel. Whereas in set B, we have letters of the word apparel. Now these are different words, but the description of the set calls for the letters. Let us list down the letters, the elements inside set A. P-A-R-L-E. In set B, P-A-R-L-E as well. The order doesn't matter. We just want to know what is inside. So since they have exactly the same elements, set A equals set B. Okay, so in try 4, I don't want to waste your time. I think you can tell that they are going to be the same. 9, 2, we got the 3, 8, 2, 3, 8, are all the same already. Okay, they are the same set. X is the digit from the 4 number. Now we move on to something that is quite intuitive also. It is called subset. Subset. If every element inside A is also an element in set B, then A is said to be a subset of set B. Does it make sense to you? If everything inside set A is also inside set B, then set A is a subset of set B. Make sense? Inside your bag, you've got another little bag. It is called a pencil case. Correct? Your pencil case is inside your big bag. Instead of your pencil case, if I want to draw an analogy, your pencil case is a subset of your bag lah. Any more examples? And that's all I can think about for now. Subset. And we use this particular notation, subset. It is kind of like your element, but don't have that line in the middle. This is called element, and this is called subset. No, this is called proper subset. Proper subset. And then the last one, this is called subset. This is not shown in your textbook. Can you please draw the last symbol? Because your textbook talk about set, talk about subset, talk about proper subset. But they didn't show you the symbol for subset. They only show it for proper subset, which looks like letter C. Okay. On next lesson, we will continue talking about this. For today, I'm not giving any extra homework, but I just want you to think about sets. What we have just covered for today. You need to have a clear understanding of what's happening, because it may get a little more complicated subsequently. Alright, so class 10.